excited to have the honor to welcome Chairman Zembauer to the stage today. Jay Zembauer was elected to the Board of County Commissioners in 2018 and became the board chairman in 2019. You may not know, but he has a private business engaging in transportation forensic investigation, and his family has operated an automotive business in Seminole County and Central Florida for over 40 years. You can't drive down 436 and not see it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage for the State of the County, Chairman Jay Zembauer.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the warm welcome. I would like to take just a quick moment and thank my dear mother, Sylvia Zembauer, for getting to me where I am for the last 58 years. It's my privilege to continue the annual practice of delivering the state of the county. This event, hosted by the Seminole Regional Chamber, has taken place for consecutive 25 years. On behalf of my colleagues, the many former commissioners and county employees that have joined us today, thank you to the Seminole Regional Chamber, honored tradition, and generous sponsors who've made the luncheon possible. We appreciate it very much. Before we begin the program today, I'd like to recognize the service of a former commissioner, Dick Vanderweide. Mr. Vanderweide represented District 3 for 20 years and was a champion for veterans, spearheading the construction of our Heroes Memorial. Earlier this week, he passed away. Please take a moment of silence in honor of our friend. Thank you. I have the privilege to serve with some extraordinary community, elected, and nonprofit leaders, the people that make Seminole County the exceptional place we call home. Combined, your Board of County Commissioners has nearly 100 years of public service. Vice Chairman Lee Constantine, Commissioners Brenda Carey, Bob Delary, and Amy Lockhart, it is my pleasure to serve with you. Please stand to be recognized. Your county commissioners are actively engaged with dozens of regional advisory boards that provide services beyond our boundaries. We are proud that two of the Central Florida's largest boards are currently chaired by Seminole County Commissioners. Bob Delary, the chairman for Metro Plan Orlando, which is responsible for regional transportation infrastructure needs in a tri-county region and the I-4 corridor. Metro Plan Orlando sets planning priorities for transportation in Osceola, Orange, and Seminole counties and determines how our federal and state dollars are to be spent. Brenda Carey is the current and first female chair of Central Florida Expressway Authority. The Central Florida Expressway Authority operates 125 center lane miles of roadway and is responsible for the construction, maintenance, and operation of toll roads in a 5-county region. The CFX 5-year work plan is expected to generate $4.6 billion in economic activity and create more than 5,000 jobs. Our constitutional officers are responsible for public safety, records, and financial management, property values, and elections at the local level. Property appraiser David Johnson, Sheriff David Lima, Seminole County Clerk of the Court Grant Malloy, Tax Collector Joel Greenberg, and Supervisor of Elections Chris Anderson, please stand to be recognized. Our federal and state legislators influence key decisions that impact all Floridians. They're unable to join us today, but I'd like to recognize all their service to our county. Senator Simmons has served as a Florida legislature for 20 years and is retiring this year. Thank you, Senator Simmons, for your service to Seminole County and the state of Florida. Our county government is complemented by forward-thinking leaders of 7 cities. They're here to tell you more. Please hold your applause until the end. Let's hear from Aleman Springs Mayor Pat Bates.
First, I want to take a moment to thank Chairman Zembauer for taking steps to improve the relationship between Seminole County and its cities. We're stronger working together. Okay, first, 2020 is our 100th anniversary as a city. We're celebrating the 4 pillars that helped us become the city we are today and that will propel us into the future: community, innovation, leadership, and vision. Second, as some of you know, the city founded its own electric utility a few years ago called the Altamont Electric Utility. In the next month, We will begin installing the first 1 megawatt floating solar array in Florida and only the second one in the United States. We will build them over retention ponds so no land has to be purchased. The Altamont Electric Utility will provide power for municipal uses. This is our first step toward reducing the cost of electric for our taxpayers. And third and most exciting, Aleman Springs will launch the Altamont Global Innovation Lab in the coming months. Joining us are our partners during the Uber pilot, Maitland, Longwood, Lake Mary, and Sanford. Our initial private sector partners include Duke Energy, Advent Health, and Verizon. FDOT also has plans to join forces and contribute to the city's sustainable vision. We will lean on our strong partnerships with Seminole County Public Schools and Seminole State College to forge workforce development and internship opportunities. We want to save taxpayers by encouraging and leveraging private investment here. And again, Chairman Zembauer, thank you for your commitment to build better relationships.
Thank you. Now let's hear from Castlebury Mayor Charlene Clancy.
Thank you. I have a frog in my throat. Good afternoon, everyone. It is awesome to be here with all of you today. And thank you, Chairman Zembauer. Always love to get a fresh face up on the County Commission, although I love all of you too. And we're happy to be here. You know, what I want to just talk about is the heart of our community, of who we are. And we have a poster hanging in the stairwell of City Hall that says, we are here to make good things happen for other people. And really, our goal is to be a great partner. Our goal is to serve. We have rapidly grown and we have rapidly changed. And as you all very well know, we pretty much rebranded ourselves in the last 10 to 15 years. We're super excited to be where we are today. We have recently adopted 3 C's as kind of a common theme for us, and it stands for community, commerce, and culture. And when it comes to community, we love our residents. We respond to the people. We actually meet with them personally. And we're putting in trails. You know, we've got our Greenway and our Blueway, and we're doing so much for the residents. We have a parks referendum coming up in March. We'll see if the community wants it. If they pass it, we can put $24 million into our park system, which are already beautiful. For commerce, we're probably the friendliest with developers. We bend over backwards to see what we can do to bring you to our community, to be part of our business fabric, and help you set up business and thrive and be successful. When it comes to culture, many of you know about that too. We have awesome events and an awesome arts department, and we're just growing and thriving. So what we want to be in the Seminole County community is an anchor. We want to be one of 7 anchors with all the other cities. And you know, you need an anchor in a strip mall, or you need anchors for your community, for your county. So we want to be strong, we want to be vibrant, we want to be great partners to you. And sure, we have a lot of projects going on and coming up. If you want to know about them, come and visit us. We're so friendly. We open the door and we'd love to share all of that with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's go to Lake Mary Mayor David Mealer.
Chairman, thank you very much. And on behalf of the city, I want to thank your commission colleagues for the remarkable partnership that we've had in the area of economic development, but most recently with some transportation enhancements. We have 740,000 square feet in our Lake Mary Wellness and Technology Park. It'll be anchored by Orlando Health, our 240-bed hospital, state-of-the-art facility with OB-GYN and other specialty services. Also, I'm here today with the University of Central Florida because we continue to partner with Seminole State College to create an amazing talent pool here in the county. So as the business community, as you plan your next team building exercise, your next, if you will, collaborative event, or you just want to spend time with family and friends, please come to our new Top Golf facility that'll be opening this summer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Longwood Mayor Matt Morgan.
Good evening. First and foremost, I would like to introduce my Longwood City Commissioners, Commissioner Ben Paris, Commissioner Abby Shoemaker, Commissioner Richard Drummond, Deputy Mayor Brian Sackett, who's teaching right now at Woodlands Elementary in Longwood, our City Clerk Michelle Longo, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Tom Kruger, Economic Development, and our interim city manager / chief of police, the guy that does it all, Chief David Dowda. The city of Longwood, every single thing we do as a team of 5. It's not to sound corny or cliche, it's the truth. We are the 5 conduits that represent our residents in everyday business dealings in the city of Longwood. The city of Longwood continues to see amazing investment from the city's beautiful $4.5 million Ryder Park. If you guys have not seen it, this is a mega park and then some. It's hosted events with over 10,000 people, and I assure you the city of Longwood has never seen 10,000 people in one place at one time in its 150-year history. So this is something we're incredibly proud of. 7,000 people have attended 2 other events that we've had at this park, and it continues to be a real needle driver for those of us in Longwood. We've also brought in major, huge name brands such as Publix, Subway, Starbucks, LA Fitness. And just like the mayor from Castlebury was saying, these provide such huge anchors, major anchors to our small businesses and our mom and pop businesses, because it acts as a magnet to bring demographics to the city of Longwood that we may normally not get. But on their way to Publix, they're gonna see our Jerry's Pizza. They're gonna see our other small mom and pop businesses along the way and our hidden gems that only Longwood has. Last but not least, we also have such longtime community partners that continue to invest in the city, such as one of the sponsors of this event, Orlando Health, South Seminole Hospital. They just put together a multi-million-dollar project in completely revamping, remixing their hospital there across the street from Ryder Park, and we're very proud of that, proud to partner with them, as well as UPS. UPS, guys, just put $27 million into a brand new expansion project in Longwood. We were the only city in the state of Florida that was able to win that expansion project. Every other city lost it to an out-of-state city. When it came to UPS, wanted to expand upon the different various UPSs. It's a major win for Longwood, and it tells you something. It says that we are growing by leaps and bounds every single day. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for putting on this event, Tim Broder, the president, Vice President Ben Paris, G-plug, man. As well as Chairman Zembauer for giving us the opportunity to get up here and brag on our city. It's no longer called Wrongwood. It's not even called Longwood. Hell, it's called Strongwood. Thank you very much.
Mayor. All right, let's run out to Oviedo with Mayor Megan Sladek.
Man, how can I follow that up? Nothing rhymes with Oviedo. But we got a lot of great things happening in Oviedo, and I'm going to respect the 90-second rule. We've got the 3rd mall built in Seminole County in Oviedo, and it's a little bit of a red-headed stepchild, but no longer. It is turning into a bit of a job center, a housing center, and we, in the last 3 months, have agreed to allow the Macy's to be demolished and some housing and new retail to be built. So interesting things happening there. Investments of roughly $200 million are in the pipeline and approved in the last just little bit. A lot of it housing, but there is a lot of interest from the business community. So come talk to us about why you want to come to our town. If you've ever been to the Townhouse area in Oviedo, the Townhouse restaurant, there's a lot of road widening and road work that has already occurred there, and we're grateful to partner with the county and the state to get 3 roundabouts on 434. So it's about to be a lot easier to get to our town. We've got a lot of new restaurants happening at the old Albertsons, if you remember that place that was sort of an abandoned spot for quite a long time at the intersection of 434 and Mitchell Hammock. It is now thriving. We've had 3 grand openings in the last, I want to say 6 weeks, and more to come. Oviedo on the Park is doing wonderfully. We have 66 events in Oviedo put on by our amazing staff each year. A lot of those happening at our new town center, which was made necessary by the widening of the roads there by the old Townhouse restaurant. So come out and see us, and thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's go up to Sanford, our county seat, Mayor Jeff Triplett.
Good afternoon. thank you for not making me follow Matt. That's greatly appreciated. A couple of things. Thanks for having us. Thanks to the county commissioners, and thanks to all of you for being here. A couple of items. I will absolutely stay under my minute 30 because everybody else has gone over. We have a collaborative effort on our Riverwalk that's going to tie Sanford into the Florida Trail System. $25 million project. We could not have done it without Seminole County, Metro Plan, and the state of Florida. So there's a lot of collaborative issues going on. Our airport expansion of $65 million. Thank you for being a party with us. Commissioner Carey sits on the board with me, and then a lot of our people that we place on there. The Mayfair Country Club, unlike other cities, we're not shutting ours down. County. We're actually putting in a $1.5 million new clubhouse because we think that the historical value of the Mayfair Country Club far outweighs closing it down. If you haven't been out there and played lately, please do. A couple other real quick issues. $1 billion worth of new buildings going on in the city of Sanford. $3 billion worth of economic development out of our airport. Yes, the city of Sanford does own the property. A lot of people don't know that or think about it. And one other thing that I want to touch on is our trolley system. We're trying to bring Sunrail into the downtown corridor. We have 11 different stops. You can ride it for free. The CRA, the Community Redevelopment Agency, has funded it over the last years. We did just get a $300,000 grant to expand the trolley system. So you can come on Sunrail, you can hit 11 spots within our downtown corridor. That was for former Chairman Bill Kirchhoff that writes for our paper under the pseudonym Snarky McSnight. Get your paper and read it.
Thank you, Mayor. And last but not least, let's run out to Winter Springs for Mayor Charles Lacey.
As usual, the applause drowned me out for Jeff. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for the invitation to participate in this. First, I want to say to my friend Mayor Matt, and I hope he can't get to me from there, is that I know that 10,000 people have been in Longwood before, because 10,000 is about half the number of people who cross through Longwood to come to Winter Springs Highland Games in January. As you all know, Winter Springs is a great place to live. That's our reputation. You know, we've got the best crime rate in Seminole County, and it always astounds me year after year how our police come through, and even considering how well we've been historically, we had another 11% drop in our UCR rates for this past year. We've got a great park system that has been award-winning, and even in the past year and a half or so, we've put another $5 million into that to spruce it up. And of course, my personal favorite is that we've lowered taxes, our ad valorem taxes, 6 out of the last 10 years that I've been around. So we're able to do all those services for the citizens at a very low rate. And that's why they love to live in Winter Springs. But our challenge is to take Winter Springs and move it from a great place to live to a great place to live, to work, to dine out, to be entertained. And that's what my colleagues at the table here and I are working on now. We're re-envisioning what the city is and how we embrace growth. And we're hoping to have in place some rules that are more determinate so we can be more welcoming to the business community so they can bring those services to our citizens. And I think contrary to Jeff's promise, I did make my minute 30.
Thank you, mayors. Thank you to our cities for adding to Seminole County's quality of life. Countywide, we are supported by a school system that has been A-rated 19 times in the last 20 years. Has a graduation rate of 92.8%, is ranked #1 out of all Central Florida districts, and has the #1 ranked STEM program in the state. More than $40 million in improvements were made to 5 local campuses last year, all funded by the 1-cent infrastructure sales tax. Our school board understands that investing in our children today helps make their dreams a reality tomorrow. School board members and Dr. Griffin, please stand to be recognized. Nearly half of Seminole County's public school college-bound seniors choose Seminole State. With continued advancements to the college like the recent $2 million Center for Public Safety upgrades, it's no wonder our students stay in Seminole County. These improvements include 2 new fire trucks, facility enhancements, and equipment purchases. This and so many more accomplishments occurred under Dr. Georgia Lorenz's first full year serving as the college president. With the Seminole State College trustees that are here today, please stand to be recognized. In addition to our education partners, our private sector partners also add to the quality of life in Seminole County. You may not know our airport is the 4th busiest in Florida, just behind Orlando, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. The airport welcomed a record-breaking 3.2 million passengers last year, and with the ongoing $60 million terminal expansion, it looks like Sanford will greet even more visitors with a simpler, faster, and better experience. The airport will host Central Florida's first air show in more than 2 decades this fall. We look forward to seeing the Air Force Thunderbirds fly high during the Lockheed Martin Space and Air Show. Airport President Diane Cruz joined the administration nearly 20 years ago and has been a proponent for many of these exciting announcements, and Diane will be retiring later this year. Diane, it has been a pleasure flying with you. Diane and the airport board, please stand to be recognized. The airport is just one example of how our county is transforming to meet the needs of our residents, businesses, and visitors. Following a number of citizen and customer outreach initiatives, our building division has implemented several innovative programs designed to expedite our customers' experience and improve the process. The county now offers fast-track permitting, allowing for same-day permit approval of residential fences. Our new Easy Permitting service allows some residential building permits to be transmitted via email. Typically, Easy Permits issued in less than 1 business day, cutting that time in half. Seminole County takes a responsible approach to growth management while balancing the needs of a progressive community of home to 460,000 residents. As we grow, we are modernizing our operations to ensure we can reach the residents when they need us. Last July, Seminole County launched a new era of public safety with a CAD mobile response system, a state-of-the-art computer-aided dispatch system which has already paid huge dividends, and here's how.
In September, 2 kayakers launched on the Little Econlockahachie River as Hurricane Dorian approached. Battalion Chief Ed Pando was on the scene.
On the way here, I'm thinking, who would be kayaking in the middle of a hurricane?
4 hours passed and rescue crews were dispatched to try and find the 2 men.
Are you stranded on a kayak right now?
Yeah, I'm in the river, the canal.
With little way to identify where the kayakers were.
Do you have any way to give me a GPS location?
It was Seminole County Fire Rescue's newly installed computer-aided dispatch that came to the rescue.
Is he breathing?
Thanks to a special feature called Caller Location Query, or CLQ.
We can put their phone number in and send them a link that comes to their cell phone. They click it, it sends back their location to our screen, actually populates it into our CAD.
Sir, do you see any messages right now?
Once we got that information, it plots it right here on the river. So it's one of those situations where instead of having a long-term search and rescue where we don't really know the location, we just know there's somewhere on the river, we get a solid coordinates that we can dispatch to, and we can choose the appropriate launch point and send the units in. This is the best way using our technology to locate them as accurately as possible.
CLQ, just one of the many tools at the call center's disposal. Rapid SOS and Live Mum, all new technology the staff of the call center have put into use since this past July.
He is conscious.
Fire rescue. Select 49 Bravo.
There would be none of this. With the new CAD, it's GPS, it's instant, it's efficient.
This is their ETA, so each unit right now is exactly the same distance away. Again, the CAD tracks it all.
We have help on the way, okay?
All of this just gives us a bird's eye view of everything that's going on.
Interim Chief Matt Kinley estimates that CAD has helped drastically since it went live. The $3.2 million investment shaving seconds off response time already.
Are the flames near your house?
Seconds really do make a difference when somebody's trapped inside of a burning structure. 5 seconds is 5 seconds sooner that we're able to pull somebody out. If somebody's in cardiac arrest, if somebody's having difficulty breathing, shaving off those 5 seconds, just hold your breath. And what does that 5 seconds mean to you? It really means a lot to the citizens when we're responding to them.
Back on that September night, Seminole County's new technology made all the difference in a fast recovery.
I would say you could add an hour easily to it because we kind of knew where they were, where they put in at, but to drive the boat down, it would have been, it's like a needle in a haystack. This way we knew exactly where they were at. That is worth gold.
The CAD mobile system is the most sophisticated solution for emergency dispatching. CAD shaves critical seconds off emergency response times by connecting and coordinating all of the county's fire and emergency assets. To further our commitment to creating a healthy and civically engaged community, the county initiated PulsePoint, a free mobile app. PulsePoint alerts CPR-trained users when a cardiac event occurs so they can respond to the emergency in real time, providing a lifeline unit until trained emergency personnel arrive. To enhance the PulsePoint initiative, the Seminole County Fire Department trained more than 2,200 individuals in hands-only CPR in 2019. Last year alone, our personnel responded to over 41,000 incidents, answered more than 59,000 calls to 911, and saved more than $186 million in property. As our calls to service increase, Seminole County's fire department is expanding. Now we are operating fire and EMS services for unincorporated Seminole County, the cities of Aleman Springs, Castlebury, and Winter Springs. We recently began the process of building a new fire station, Station 39, which will serve the growing needs of Northwest Seminole County. We've also launched a first-of-its-kind joint venture with the city of Aleman Springs for the relocation and expansion of Fire Station number 11. Public safety is a top priority for our county, and it shows. We allocate nearly 60% of our general fund budget on fire, EMS, and law enforcement. Let's hear from the Sheriff's Office.
For the third year in a row, crime countywide is decreasing. Major crimes down 3%. That's on top of decreases totaling 20% the 2 years previous. Major case investigators and retired law enforcement volunteers closed 2 cold case homicides dating to 1984. The suspects who eluded justice for decades now face murder charges. Our digital forensics team spent countless hours building evidence leading to a triple murder conviction and life in prison for suspect Grant Amato. Our alert helicopter team partnered with Seminole County and Sanford firefighters to rescue a cyclist with a broken leg. Deputy Chris Gomez talked this man in crisis out of jumping off a bridge to certain injury or even death. After a bicyclist crashed, suffering a traumatic head injury, Sergeant Salinas Rios was on the scene in seconds.
If it wasn't for Sergeant Rios, I'd be dead.
The sheriff's holistic approach to fighting the opioid crisis, known as the Seminole Collaborative Opioid Response Effort, or SCORE, includes a team who offer immediate services to those who've suffered non-fatal overdoses. Our innovative APOD and OPOD programs at the John E. Polk Correctional Facility provide medically assisted treatment for opioid-dependent inmates. A local father wrote expressing his gratitude to School Resource Deputy Rich Dickens. He credited Deputy Dickens' mentoring for helping his stepson graduate. Community events, Shop with the Sheriff, and Christmas Village ensure our underserved children receive clothing and school supplies they need. None of this would be possible without the steadfast commitment to public safety from our partners at the Board of County Commissioners.
What a great year for Sheriff Lehman and his team. Thank you for keeping Seminole County safe. Care for our residents' well-being extends beyond public safety. Our community service team changes lives by helping those faced with challenging circumstances. Last year, they administered $4.3 million of new federal and grant funds to help those in need. Seminole County Services also encompasses programs for Seminole County's veterans and their families. The Veterans Services Division hosted more than 100 community outreach events last year, including the Veterans Stand Down. This particular event connects homeless veterans with essential health and legal services. We are proud to partner with a multitude of local and state and federal partners to ensure our veterans receive all the help they need. Seminole County is now home to more than 35,000 veterans. If you're a veteran or active duty military, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service to our great nation. Our Public Works team members are some of the hardest working employees in the county. Let's hear more about their services to our residents.
This is Tia. How can I help you? Seminole County Roads and Stormwater. This is Kim. How may I help you?
When a call comes into the Customer Service Center in Public Works, Sherry Brown and her team leap into action.
See if that can help divert the water, and maybe the resident, it'll work for them on that. Flooding their
The Roads and
carport.
Stormwater Division estimate they get nearly 4,000 calls a year with a 78% completion record. The upped efficiency thanks to Brown's book of standard operating procedures.
I will dispatch somebody out there right away. I have created our own SOP book for customer service because we get a lot of unusual calls. Example, alligators, or if there's a depression in the road, my girls know where to flip to and find that complaint and what the steps are.
All right, I'll get a work order.
From a phone call to a work order to getting the work done. That's where Jolie Boyd's crew comes in.
Situation, we got a culvert that runs underneath the road and it's rotted out, so we need to replace it with a better one. We'll excavate it, we'll install it, we'll put on the end protection, grade it out, sod it, make it look better than when we were here.
The results are tangible. Over 200,000 feet of ditch cleaning was performed in 2019, nearly 3,500 potholes filled, and over 4,000 feet of pipelining completed.
Everything within the right-of-way, sidewalks, curbs, trees falling, road issues, all the infrastructure, culverts and structures we repair and replace.
And the calls always come in faster in the summer with rain and flooding issues.
Oh, we can get very busy. We can get from 25 to 50 calls.
Dispatch somebody out there.
Every call acknowledged with one goal in mind.
With our group here, we definitely take pride in Seminole County and care very much for the residents. We do work for the people, and with that, we just want to take care of them.
Our Public Works team plays a vital role in building major infrastructure projects made possible through the penny sales tax. Voters first approved the penny sales tax in 1991 and renewed it 2 more times. In total, the penny has raised $1.5 billion. 25% of that goes for our schools, and the remainder helps fund our roads, drainage, transportation, and infrastructure needs in the cities and the county. For fiscal year 2020, we have $54 million allocated for infrastructure projects. Your penny also goes to support the expansion of our trail system. We currently maintain nearly 150 miles of paved and unpaved trails that help add to the quality of life in Seminole County. Our Leisure Services Department oversees the Trails program and was recognized for the Commission Accreditation of Parks and Recreation Agencies last year. Seminole County Leisure Service is only one of 8 CAPRA accredited counties in the state of Florida. They have garnered this distinction for projects like the Rolling Hills Golf Course. With golf courses becoming more of a challenge and operate and less people playing golf these days, oftentimes privately owned courses fall into disrepair, and this becomes a blight on the community. Many golf courses in Oviedo, Castlebury, and the county have undergone transformations to benefit the public by enhancing the quality of the water, wildlife, and the environment. Here's more on Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills has gone from golf course to overgrown disarray and now progress.
The whole property was just overgrown, 4-foot tall weeds, a lot of stuff you just couldn't even see, so we have uncovered a lot of the unknown.
2 big projects changed the landscape of the 98-acre park in 2019. One change, obvious, the demolition of the aging clubhouse.
If you look behind me, this is actually where the clubhouse was. And in December, we worked on demolishing it, and then we came in and regraded everything, and now we have some sod that's been installed. I can almost not even imagine the clubhouse being there anymore, just because it looks so totally different.
A clubhouse demolished and nature restored. Thanks to a partnership with Watershed Management, the land's 5 ponds went from overgrown to beautifully landscaped.
You're talking topped out with algae. Another submerged plant was topped out. It looked like a green field, a grassy field you could walk over. Also, there was a lot of erosion issues, bare banks, caved in areas. It was very dilapidated looking.
And while Rolling Hills is slowly but surely being upgraded for the future,
this area is kind of like a lost gem. So we uncovered, I think, a piece of property that will be valuable to the county and the community.
it's not the only park undergoing a transformation. Leisure Services Director Rick Durr can list off dozens of improvements, from new playgrounds at San Lando and Sylvan to the reconstruction of a fishing pier at Redbug to improved campgrounds at Mullet Lake Park.
A lot of these improvements that we've done, we continue to do over time, is to open up and continue to have both improved and new access to natural areas. When you arrive at even a natural area in Seminole County, there's certain things that you're going to see. You're going to know that this is a Seminole County facility that was paid for by your tax dollars, and that you should expect a certain level of service.
In addition to parks and trails, Leisure Services also provides citizens with a view into the past through the Museum of Seminole County History. In 2019, we partnered with the Seminole County Historical Society to take delivery of a priceless collection of antique buggies. Some of the horse-drawn carriages date back to the late 1700s. The 32 buggies were generously donated by Geneva resident Mr. Bill Nygren. I'd also like to thank Mike Siemens, Executive Director of the Professional Operators of Florida, who helped facilitate this move. Mike gathered private towing companies from around the state, all who donated their time and resources to help get the carriages to our facilities. Mr. Siemens is with us today. Mike, could you please stand and be recognized? The buggies are currently preserved in storage until they will be permanently displayed at the Museum of Seminole County History. Thank you all who were there and involved for your commitment to preserving that part of Seminole County's history. While we look back on our past fondly, we must look to the future. We no longer are the celery and cattle county of yesterday. Despite being the third smallest county in Florida geographically, we are the third most densely populated behind Metro-Dade. Our median household income is the highest in the Central Florida region and within the top 10 in the state. Our business climate fosters the emergence of many high-tech companies like Veritas, Deloitte Consulting, Central Square Technologies, and our region has become home to the high-tech corridor. It's a new day in Seminole County. We are changing how we provide services to the people who move our community forward. We're developing a comprehensive attainable housing strategic plan. Our plan will promote development, preservation, and access to housing. Seminole County's workforce should be able to live where they work. We're also finding ways to strengthen our neighborhoods. The county recently purchased the former 12-plus acre Rosenwald School in East Altamont. We look forward to turning the blighted school into a valuable asset for the surrounding community. Seminole County government has a diverse workforce with more than 2,300 employees. Our services are currently spread across multiple facilities, many of which have gone beyond their useful life expectancy. Last fall, our board agreed to proceed with a master plan study for the 5 Points campus concept, which will include the consolidation of a significant portion of county services onto one campus, allowing for a one-stop shopping for our citizens. The scope for phase 1 of the project is 90% complete. It will include the court system, emergency operations center, fire admin building, and new energy plant and renovations to the public safety building with an estimated cost of $212 million. Phase 2 involves construction of a new county services building and related amenities projected to cost $82 million. In order to maintain the natural character of Seminole County and keep pace with emerging technologies, review of the current land development code is underway. We are exploring opportunities to improve regulations and provide more development incentives within the county's corridor where urban services already exist, while yet embracing new technologies like 5G and solar. We walk the walk of being Florida's natural choice by protecting our resources. We are issuing a request for qualifications to develop a comprehensive energy strategy for current and future county government facilities. Employing opportunities for cost-saving measures is a secondary benefit of leading a culture of sustainability. In an effort to create a multimodal transportation system for Central Florida, we continue to work in tandem with our regional transportation partners. Seminole County welcomes the completion of the $1.6 billion Wekiva Parkway in 2022, which, when completed, will connect us so vitally needed around the access to the entire Central Florida area. The Wekiva Parkway will then complete a beltway in Central Florida while protecting the resources of the Wekiva River. While Sunrail continues to provide some regional connectivity, it has not provided the ridership or economic impacts as intended. Seminole County is working with regional and state partners to help find ways for the commuter rail system to reach its full potential. Yet another project we're looking forward to is a grant application to FDOT for landscape enhancements to East Lake Mary Boulevard and State Road 46. The proposed placemaking enhancements are intended to beautify this corridor and create a new gateway into that area of Seminole County from Volusia County. With these projects and so many more, simply put, we are poised for the future. As we close this afternoon, I'd like to take a moment to invite my colleagues to join me on the stage. As many of you know, after 16 years of service as District 5 Commissioner, Brenda Carey is retiring in November. Commissioner Carey has been a champion for lower taxes, smaller government, smart growth, and serving the less fortunate. She has spent her lifetime in Seminole County, and true to her word, will be leaving her post in a better place than she found it. Brenda, you've been a reliable presence that has held the county on its steady path, and you've left your mark on Central Florida. Thank you for the passion and commitment to Seminole County. At your table, you'll find the 2019 County Manager's Annual Report highlighting the initiatives of Seminole County government over the last 12 months. I'd like to thank County Manager Nicole Guillet and our 1,300 plus employees for their steadfast service to the county and our citizens. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, it is my hope that you leave with the confidence that you live and work in the greatest county in the state of Florida. Thank you again to our State of the County sponsors, the Chamber, and each of you. You're the reason this county continues to evolve and prosper. Thank you for joining us today. We see you next year.